So here we have a Specialized Aethos. This is kind of their approach at making the perfect road bike. It's really lightweight, it's stylish, and it has some of the coolest new parts on it. The customer that sold us this bike did something that I think is pretty cool. They put some aggressive cross-style tires on here. It's not really what the bike is intended to have though. So as much as I think it's cool, and a lot of us here do, we're gonna actually take those tires off and put more of a road tire, something that this bike is intended to have on it, as opposed to some sort of weird Frankenstein creation. We definitely will replace anything that's kind of out of whack. Let's say there's a time trial seat on a road bike, we'll take that off, or if there's a comfort saddle on a mountain bike, we'll take that off and put on something a little bit more appropriate. The same goes for a stem riser that's really aggressive in the upright position, or some sort of mixed match drivetrain, wrong size chain ring, something that's not intended for that use. We're gonna go through and try and replace all those things, whether or not they're worn out. So we're not just gonna send some sort of weird creation that somebody else has made. You're free to do that once you buy the bike from us, but we're gonna give you something that is what it's intended for. This bike, pretty good shape for sure. There's some weird stuff going on with the shifter. It may need to be replaced. I'm gonna have a master tech take a look at it and just make sure it's actually broken. Being that there's no suspension on a road bike, we're gonna take it to our consumables department so that they can get the proper parts, that shifter and those tires here, and get it with the bike so our master techs can do their work and the line can do theirs as well.
It looks like it's going to need a new shifter as well as some new tires. All right, cool. Toss these guys in a bag and then it'll be ready to go over to Master Tech.
So I've got this Specialized Aethos in the stand. It looks like we need to replace the front shifter. The wheels come off, mainly just to give myself a little bit more room to work with around the bike. I am gonna have to peel the bar tape off of this one. There's a chance I can leave most of the brake hoses, the brake lines, and the shifter cables and housing. I will have to replace the cable, but I can probably reuse the housing that's already on here, as there's nothing wrong with it. Some of these handlebar tapes rewrap really well, but this stuff is a little bit thinner. We're gonna have to just replace it. It's not gonna rewrap very well. So I am gonna go ahead and take the tape off of the other side of the handlebar too, even though I'm not doing anything with this one, just so that the tape matches when we reinstall it. So from here, I can begin the process of disconnecting this. Just release all the cable tension. Clip the tape securing the cables to the handlebar. Get the cable off of the derailleur here. This bike does not have full housing, so I'm gonna just go ahead and keep liners around a little bit just for this purpose. I can go ahead and feed the liner through here, pull it up with the cable. It's gonna make feeding it back through a lot easier. If I didn't have this ability, there is a chance that I would have to also redo the rear shifter. And I can just go ahead and rip this out. Everything is good here. The cable is essentially brand new, as is the housing here, so I will be able to reuse this bit. And at this stage now, I do need to disconnect the brake. So I will get some gloves on so I don't get any brake fluid on my hands, since this is a disc brake bike. Pull the old shifter off here. Get that keyed into the slot on the shifter. Route this back around, feed it through our cable liner. So my step here is just making sure that it's correctly installed, doesn't have any loose pieces, and it's going to move freely. I'll get everything resituated with this dust cover here, loop the cable through, cut it and crimp it, and then the line, however, is going to be actually adjusting this and making sure that it shifts correctly. This is my favorite and probably the world's most expensive cable crimper. And there we go. All right, shifter is back on the bike, cable reinstalled, brakes reinstalled and bled. So now it's time to relocate this to the line where they will adjust the shifting, brakes, and everything else.